back to my channel. So today we are doing a shop my stash. I really honestly love doing shop my stashes. I think it's fun to just go shopping in my own makeup. It kind of makes me feel like I'm shopping, but I'm not, you know what I mean? And today, with my shop my stash, I wanted to pick products that I hadn't reached for in a very long time. Like, I can't remember the last time I reached for a lot of these products. It's been such a long time. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a little rough. It was a little rough. Some of these products I remember today why I don't reach for them, but I made this look right here for you guys, and I take you along with me as I shop my stash so you can see kind of my thought process while picking the items that I did. Before we get started, don't forget I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday for you guys. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to see a shop my stash and me using products that I just have not reached for in forever, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so starting off with primers, I think I'm gonna go with this e.l.f. Jelly Pop one, the Dew Primer. I heard so many good things about this primer. Everyone was loving it, so I ended up picking it up. And I think I've only used it a couple times, and it has been a very long time. So I'm gonna grab that one. Then for foundation, I can't remember the last time I used this Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. I feel like I'm pretty good about rotating through my foundation. So let's go with this one. Then over here for concealers. All the ones on top I've definitely been using recently. Let's go with this Catrice one. As you can tell, I haven't used that in a long time as well. Then back over here, I'm definitely gonna need my NYX glitter primer. Oh, can I get it out? And my MAC paint pot. I always use those two items. For powder, it's been a while since I reached for my Too Faced Peach Perfect, so let's go for that. And also, I know I want to reach for my pure, oh gosh, is this gonna be a mistake? Oh, I need to find a new way to do these palettes, but I'm going to reach for my Raw Beauty Kristi and Pure palette. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, if I'm going to use the colorful side or the more neutral side, but I want to give that another go. Then for all of this stuff, oh, okay, I can't remember the last time I used this Jouer highlight. It's like a really gold shade. It's really beautiful. I just haven't used it in a while. Then for, mascara, probably the one that's been the longest since I've used is my Maybelline Sky High. I don't love it, but let's give it another go today. Then for brows, should I give this ColourPop one a go? Let's do it. I haven't used that in a really long time either, but that is clear, so we need a pencil. Let's grab for this Huda Bomb Brow. I used to use this all the time, and I haven't reached for it in a while. Oh gosh, blush. Do I want to go with a powder blush or a cream blush? You know what? It's been so long since I've used this Rare Beauty one. Yeah, let's go with that. Next up for bronzers, I feel like I'm pretty good about rotating through these as well, and some of them are just not going to work out for me right now since I'm a little bit tanner, like my Fenty one and a couple of these other ones. You know what? This Oma one. Yeah, I haven't reached for this in forever either. Okay, let's go with the Oma one. And then for setting spray, I feel like I'm saying this about everything, but I can't remember the last time I used this Beauty Bakery one. So let's go with that. Let's come over here for lips. What do I want to use? I feel like lips are so hard because I don't really know where my look is going to turn. So actually, I'm gonna wait to pick lips until I have the rest of my makeup done, and then we will pick a lip after that. So I think this is everything I need for a full face. I went ahead and primed with my MAC paint pot. So part of me picked this palette because I wanted to really just get on with the colorful side and do a really fun, colorful look. And then I sat down and I was like, I don't really feel like doing that, so I'm not going to. I'm just gonna do a typical, really easy, simple look with the more neutral side, because that's just really honestly what I am feeling today. So I'm gonna start off with a Mou Point right here, this mauve-y kind of pinky shade, and we're just going to put this into the crease. Ooh, this is really pretty. I don't think I've played with this shade yet. I really haven't used this palette too much. Definitely need to use it more. But that is really pretty. I like that shade a lot. It ends up being a little bit more rosy on my eyes, but I like it. There was a lot of kick up in the pan with that shade though, I will say. Next, I'm going to take Copper Boxes right here, and we're going to put that on like the outer inner part and up into my crease. I'm gonna do a halo eye. We might lose a little bit of the pink, but I can always bring it back. I will say I really do enjoy this palette when I reach for it. I really do like the shades. I like the formula. I like the color story. I just never think to reach for it, sadly. Which is so weird because I love Kristi. Like, I bought this to support her. Not that she knows if I use it or not, but still. I do like it. I just never think to use it. Then I'm going to deepen it up a little bit with You're Not My Real Dad on the outer and inner parts. Ooh. That got a little bit more deep than I was anticipating. I'm gonna wipe my brush off. I'm gonna blend this out. Then I'm gonna take my glitter primer and put it on the middle of my eye. And I'm gonna take this Golden Ticket shade. This is one of the most beautiful gold shades I have in my whole collection. It is stunning. Gonna take a little bit of glitter glue, not much, and tap this on. It is just so reflective and beautiful. I love it. I'm gonna bring back a little bit more of that mood point. Kind of lost it a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the eyes there for now. So I bought the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer because everyone and their mother seems to love it. A bunch of people were raving about it, and I know it was limited edition for a while there, and then they brought it back. And I picked it up when they brought it back the second time, and I don't know, guys. I like never reach for this, so I kind of don't remember my thoughts, but it is very thick. Whew, and very, very jelly. Whoa, like very holy moly, very tacky. This is probably like the stickiest primer I think I've ever used. And do you see that? This is so sticky. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be more hydrating. It kind of feels funny, but it's literally just real tacky. So I'm hoping everything wears well over this. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. So next up for foundation, we have the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I have the shade 008 Fair Beige. So I actually got this sent to me in PR through Octoly. I have only used this a couple times and I don't remember liking it very much, but we're going to give it a go again. I just put some on the back of my hand. Also, I remember, yeah, the shade being kind of off for me, and it's one of like the light, it's either one of the lightest or like the lightest shade that this foundation comes in, and it's like not very light, not gonna lie. Also, I remember not having as much coverage as I was hoping last time I used it. I mean, it's been a while, so let's see how it all blends out. I just cannot get over how freaking tacky that primer was, holy moly. So I got it all blended in. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely not my favorite foundation ever. It says it's mattifying, which I definitely can see that. There is like a tiny bit of glow to my skin, but I can see how it's a little on the drying side, a little mattifying. Water and sweat proof, I have no idea. Second skin effect. I don't know about that. I don't know about that claim. It says on the back it's supposed to be like not cakey and all of that. I definitely think it is a tiny bit cakey. And I also think because it's a mattifying foundation, and B, I didn't put a very hydrating primer underneath. I thought that e.l.f. one was gonna be hydrating and it wasn't. It is looking slightly dry on my face. Is it the worst foundation I've ever tried? No, you can still see all of my acne and redness peeping through, all of the above. So not my favorite, but that's okay. It's not the worst. So now we're gonna try the HD Liquid Camouflage. I'm sorry, where did HD come from? Catrice Liquid Camouflage with High Coverage Concealer. As you can see, I have not used this baby in a very long time, so we're going to kind of mix it back up. I have the shade 007 Natural Rose. This was sent to me in the same PR package as the foundation. I have used this also, like the foundation, but just not very many times. So I kind of don't remember my thoughts. So let's blend it out. Ooh. Smells funny. I don't know, like makeup, but also like they tried to add a little bit of a scent, but not really. Ew, I do not like that scent at all. Wow. Oh, and now my sponge smells like it. It almost smells like soap, like a really florally, rosy scented soap. Let's see what kind of coverage it'll give under my eyes. It is a really thin texture, so that's nice. It doesn't seem like really thick and cakey. But it's also not providing like the best coverage. I mean, you can still see pretty much all of my blueness still peeping through. Yeah, that barely covered any of my under eye bags, and also like all of my acne is still not being covered. It doesn't seem to want to stick to my nose either. Like it's completely coming off on the tip of my nose, if you can see right there. I'm gonna try to add a little bit more to my under eyes and see if we can build the coverage. Okay, so that was good. I do think the coverage built up a little bit with the second layer, but I still am not loving it. Also, do you guys see this? Do you see this little bump right here? I like noticed it this morning, but I have no idea what it is. It doesn't like, I guess it does feel like a little tiny bump. I like don't know what it is. It doesn't hurt, and it doesn't look like it's a zit growing there, so, which would be weird right under my eye. I don't know what's going on with that. That's weird. So yeah, I'm kind of remembering why I don't reach for it. So far, I'm kind of remembering why I don't reach for these products very often, but we're gonna keep this ball rolling. We're gonna keep this ball rolling. I shot my stash. These are the items I picked, so these are the items I'm going to use. So next up, we're going to do bronzer. I'm gonna do my bronzer and blush first because they're both liquid, and then I'll go ahead and powder. So I have the Oma Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick in the shade White Pearl. So this has a highlight on one side and then a more like contoury, bronzery sort of color on the other side. I cannot remember the last time I reached for this. So I'm gonna get some of the like contoury, bronzery shade on the back of my hand, and we're going to just stipple it in. I do remember liking this last time I used it. I just never reach for it. Ooh, I do like that though. That's looking good on my cheeks. It's blending in like a dream, like literally within 2 seconds. And it's not like getting patchy or lifting my foundation underneath or anything. I actually think this is a really good shade for me. It is more of like a gray undertone sort of contoury shade, more than like a bronzer, but I like it. I think it looks really good. What do you guys think? I wish I could hear your like immediate feedback. Sometimes I wish I would be like, what do you guys think? And then you just like tell me right then and there, and I hear you, and I don't have to like wait for you to comment in the comment section like a couple of days later when I post this. Oh, I got a little aggressive on the chin there. Whew, got very aggressive. So I actually really like this. I think this looked really good. Also, I know I picked a powder highlight to go ahead and use, and I'm gonna use that also, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take the highlight side and just tap it on and see how that looks, because I also don't reach for this highlight side very often. I just don't reach for this whole stick combination. Ooh, that's really pretty. That's giving me such like a natural, like wet looking glow. Like almost like my skin is just glowing, not that I have highlighter on. Oh wow, that's really beautiful. Now we have the Rare Beauty blush. This is her like liquid blush in the shade Joy. I have not reached for this in a long time either. I can stop saying that. That's the whole point of this video. However, I'm really honestly terrified to use this because I just know how pigmented these are. I remember how pigmented they are. So I just have a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to take a tiny bit and then stipple off on the side of my hand as well. Try to get most of it off if I'm being honest. And then we're going to lightly tap on. Oh, okay. That's like getting really, what the heck? Oh, that is a mess. What's going on? I usually really love this brush for cream blushes, but that just like distribute that so weird. Okay, it's blending out. Did you guys see how like splotchy and dotty it was? That was so weird. Okay, this blush does not match this eye look at all. Wow, I did not blend that through. That wasn't too insanely pigmented. I mean, was it pigmented? Yes. Did it like, you know, go on my cheeks? And I'm blushing. I'm blushing right now for sure. But I actually really like this. Okay, I'm gonna try to like tone this down a tiny bit because I did get a little too aggressive. I like this blush. I do. I like it. I think it's a really pretty shade. I think it's kind of throwing me off that it does not match my eye look at all. But I think it blended out really nicely, minus the weirdness that it got patchy from the brush. But I think that's from the brush, with the brush bristles being up like that, if that makes sense. Usually that doesn't happen with cream blushes. Usually I always use this and it's fine. But I think it blended out very beautifully. It wasn't too pigmented to where it was like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it looks very pretty. Okay, so the blush and the eye look not matching so much is really bothering me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the It Just Does shade, this like almost like corally pinky shade up at the top, and I'm gonna run a little bit of that in the crease, just a tiny bit, to see if we can get it to match a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I feel like that looks better already. You guys are probably like, Emily, it's not that big of a deal, but it is to me. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot better. I think that just goes a little bit better with the cheeks we got going on. So for brow, actually, no, I'm gonna go ahead and powder first. So we have the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. Ooh, that got real greasy. I don't dislike this powder. I just don't ever really think to reach for it. It was another one I got because a lot of people were raving about it and said it was like, oh, I just inhaled it. It tastes like peach. A lot of people were raving about it and said it's like a really good mattifying, smoothing sort of powder. So I went ahead and picked it up, I think when it was on sale, but I actually don't think it's available anymore. I'm gonna powder a little bit over my cheeks because they are looking a little shiny. I actually do like this powder though. Like whenever I use it, I do usually tend to enjoy how it looks on my face and all of that. And it's not super drying. It is a tiny bit, but I think my face already was kind of looking a little bit dry. But really the scent is very strong. So I don't know. I just don't reach for this very often. Next for brows, we have the Huda Beauty Bomb Brows in the shade Light Brown. I will never get over how just tiny and microscopic this brow pencil is, but I really like it for my brows. I think it makes it really easy to create like hair-like strokes like I'm doing. And honestly, I do reach for this. I feel like brow products, I don't have too many open. I probably have too many that I should, but I feel like I'm really good about rotating through them. This shade is a little bit off for me. It's a shade Light Brown. It's a little light, but this was sent to me in PR. I can make it work, but when this one's gone, I'll definitely probably purchase a shade that's a little darker. Now for the ColourPop Wax, I'm like really not looking forward to trying this out again, but I've used this 1 or 2 times and really didn't like it, so I'm gonna give it another go. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with my Glow Recipe Watermelon Fine Glow Ultra, what is this? Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. We're going to spray it and activate it, and then get the little spoolie, rub it in there. I feel like the main reason I don't like this is it takes up my foundation around my brows and then makes it look like silly, like rubs my foundation off. Also, it's just very intense. Wow. Okay, I don't hate it. I don't absolutely hate it. And I feel like it took up my foundation less that time around, but I just feel like it looks a little cray-cray on me. But I also think I'm just not used to this like brow look, since I don't do soap brows. This is like the first time I've ever really dabbled in soap brows per se, was this product. See, I think it's taking up my foundation more on this side. I definitely like this brow better than this brow. I don't know what's going on with this. I'm gonna go ahead and try to like go around this brow, add some more foundation. I also feel like I need to fill it in more now. Okay, I don't know what the verdict is. I like this brow. I do not like this brow at all, so that's interesting. Okay, I just ran this Copper Boxes shade along my lower lash line to finish up the eyes. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of the powder highlight I chose. It's the Jouer Molten Glow All Over Face and Body Highlight. This highlight is really beautiful. It just is very gold. And I always assume it's too dark on my skin, which it's not, because I would have returned it if that was the case, like when I got it. But again, I just don't reach for it very often. Like, look at that. That's blinding and very gold. But it's really pretty. Like, I should reach for it more for sure. Then for mascara, we have my Maybelline Sky High. This isn't my favorite mascara ever. That's why I really don't reach for it too often. But I also don't really, I try not to have too many mascaras open at once. I have too many open right now. But this is the one I probably reach for the least. I just feel like it's a really wet formula that gets pretty clumpy on my lashes. It doesn't really do much for like volume or curl. And if you can tell, I got it on my lid there, so. Okay, I did go ahead and pick a lip. I chose the Bare Minerals. I don't exactly know what this lipstick like line is called, but it's in the shade Kitty. I bought this like 2 years ago from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty when they were on sale, off of a recommendation of one of my friends from Instagram, and I just never reach for these. Although they are very pretty, I should reach for them more. Like, that shade is really beautiful, and it's a really comfortable formula. It's not like drying on the lips at all, and it's nice and hydrating and shiny and pretty, so I definitely do need to use this more often. And then lastly, the Beauty Bakery Sweet Grace Baking Spray. So the last time I remember reaching for this is just very mattifying and honestly a little bit drying on the skin. But I do remember this like locking in your makeup all day long. It does not budge when you use this. I just remember it being pretty drying. So let's check out the mist. I haven't used it in a while. It has like an aerosol can mist, but I don't know, we'll see. Oh, that was another thing that reminded me, just using it now, that it has the aerosol like can mist, kind of like the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, but this one is not like super continuous and like nice and fine like the Morphe one. It kind of jets out at you in a whole bunch of different tiny baby jet streams, and it's not like pleasing to put on, and it's not fun to put on. And like I said, I just feel like my face is a little tight, a little bit drying, but it is less mattifying than I thought. I thought I remember it being pretty matte, but my skin is pretty glowy still, so I don't really love this. And that was it, you guys. That was my shop my stash and using a bunch of like older products that I really don't reach for very often. I'm sorry, I feel like this video was a little bit negative because I feel like I didn't like a lot of the things I used today. I kind of like overall like this look. It's definitely not my favorite look ever. It's not my favorite, you know, makeup ever. I probably would redo it if I was like going out, I'm not gonna lie, but I have no plans for the rest of the day. But yeah, I don't know, a lot of these products are ones that I don't reach for, and like I'm remembering why. This video made me remember why I don't reach for them very much. So sorry if it was a little bit on the negative side and I wasn't like, wow, this is great, this is awesome, because a lot of it was just meh to me. But I hope this was still entertaining for you to watch. It's still always nice and fun to go in your collection, reach for things you haven't reached for in a while, retest them out again, remember your thoughts on them, whether they're good or bad. And that's what I did today. So I had fun, even though it was a little rough. I still had fun making this video for you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed watching it while you did. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.